Hello everyone! Welcome back to Dungeons & Nuts. I haven't looked down at my script yet. I have a script, I say for this. I haven't looked at it.
That's not very Dingnuts of you.
You're not supposed to.
You're supposed to make mistakes.
Well, the thing
You're
is...
supposed to say wrong things.
That's why I'm not looking at the script right now.
Okay, good. He's doing okay. He's doing good,
Let's let
guys.
him not read the script. Continue.
Okay, so anyways, now to the script here.
Nope, put it down.
Fine. Anyways, welcome back to Dungeons & Nuts, the channel where we have high levels of entertainment, low levels of intelligence.
Woo! You said it right, guys.
You got it.
Almost.
Almost. I woke up earlier than I'm supposed to today, so my brain will not work for the first half of the session. So we'll see how that goes.
We also play in the mornings
on
now.
time like a normal person.
Yeah.
Yeah, on time meaning 5 a.m.
No, that was me. He woke up at a different time.
So before we get into today's session, we do have a little bit of housekeeping to go through, which I know is everyone's favorite thing to go through, of housekeeping. But first, if you want to see any of our content, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I still call it Twitter. I know it's X.
X Force.
Twitter.
X, I mean, it's not X Force.
It's Twitter to me. So you can find all of our content there for any reels or any updates of new content coming out.
You forgot about YouTube.
Well, I was getting
YouTube.
to that.
Oh.
Anyway, he did.
YouTube is a different thing.
Oh.
Speaking of YouTube, you can also find our content on YouTube. So if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Music or Amazon Music, you can also watch us on YouTube to see our reactions and to see a bunch of new things that are going on. So check us out on YouTube.
Yeah, definitely do it. You're missing all of Gavin's hilarious reactions when completely unexpected things happen.
It's true.
Or when I die,
You're missing a lot of good reactions.
We like to think we're slightly entertaining in person, but you know.
It may not be true.
Vaguely.
But may not
You
be
have to
true,
test it out for yourself because that's just a theory.
Okay.
No.
Drink to that?
No. I'm going to throw my spoon at someone who deserves it.
Wait.
Not me.
So yes, you can find us at YouTube and social media at Kings of Media. You can find that's the username for, or that's the
channel name.
the channel name for everything. I told you, mornings don't work for me.
Oh, intelligence. It's 11 o'clock.
Mornings don't work for me.
Before noon.
All right.
At some point, you guys are gonna be lucky and you're gonna get stickers of some content here.
Ooh, I love stickers.
So maybe stickers of our characters or quotes, but at some point, be on the lookout for stickers, and maybe, who knows, later down we'll get merchandise, like clothing, hats, mugs,
Big blankets,
big blankets.
just like Q has.
The
Yes.
big blanket made
The
out
big
of a
Q
reindeer
blanket.
skin.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
let us know in the comments and on social media what you'd like to see as content and merchandise, and we will try to get it made, because we want to try to make stuff. And I think that's most of the housekeeping, unless anyone else said anything else.
Nada.
Also, Gavin is now officially married. This is his first session back after getting married.
He's officially a man.
So we have this side of the table that is married, and the rest that are still searching.
Oh, married man.
We're not selling ourselves, but
We're not. We're just letting you know that
We're
these
just-
guys are married and we're happy for them.
I say no, we're married today. Oops.
Hit with spoon again.
No.
I forgot my ring at school yesterday. That was terrible.
Do I have to hit you with a spoon?
No, I have my ring on today.
Good job.
I left it in the shower.
All right. So now we'll get into the session. So we'll go to the recap here now.
Yeah, last time. Yeah, last time some eventful stuff happened. You guys fixed your ship, discovered that there's a dragon egg in it, so that's pretty nice. Better make sure that doesn't hatch and the ship stops working. But, yeah. Then there was also the slightly relevant thing of some dude named Tyrannos showing up, having a conversation with Burning Whisper, and then attacking him.
it's totally uncalled for. I'm a nice guy.
Well.
And then you guys managed to get away from some random old man helping you guys get into the Fae-wild, which, you know, technically an upgrade to dying. And yeah, so now...
Marginally better. Q does not like it. He would prefer death.
So yeah, now you guys are traveling through the Fae-wild. The traveler guy talked with you guys. He pointed you in a certain direction, and he has since vanished. You guys have now just completed a long rest, and yeah, that's where we're at. So, you guys all wake up after your shortened long rest. This happened last session too, but
Yeah, I made a long rest very short.
half the length of it, yeah. So, you wake up, and the surroundings around you have completely changed.
What does it look like?
You guys went to sleep in like a random clearing, like nice looking trees here. It is now winter.
Is it actually cold outside?
Oh yeah, it's freezing.
No.
We have blankets. Coats. I redistribute the blankets. I hate this. Sorry. I hate this place.
It is an interesting place for sure. Changing weather, changing locations.
It brings me back home.
You
Did you have snow in the Underdark?
Not in the Underdark, but the Iron Heights, yes.
Oh.
Where are you from?
Everywhere.
That's fine.
He says, giggling.
Finn like yawns loudly and stretches, and you look over. He's just lying in a circle of perfectly green grass and green grass.
I'm gonna go take a spot.
All right, you go over, and as you put your hand up, well, it's not big enough for you, but like as you put your hand over, it feels like summer where in that small bubble where he is.
I'm gonna stand that small bubble right over him. Just like, without waking him up. I'm just gonna stand there.
Don't bother him. No, you don't like a grumpy Finn. He'll scratch you.
He's done worse. I'm just, let me...
Finn just looks up at you and just like reaches out a hand, reaches over, grabs your bootlace and like unties it.
I grab him. I just put him under my arm.
Burning Whisper, put him down.
You catch him attempting to pick your pocket on his way up.
I slap him anyway. Finn, you're now my heat source.
Immediately gets significantly more frigid than it was far away from him.
Never mind. I just drop him and I'm all sad.
Duger has an idea.
He lands on the snow and then just like walks over to Flynn and just climbs up and hops on your shoulder.
Hey, buddy.
So, Finn, where you've been here, you know this place. Where should we go?
I think the old guy told you that already. That depends on where you want to go.
Wait, did I hear him talk last time?
He's saying this telepathically. Never speak in front of Burning Whisper.
Never speaks.
I was about to say, I was like,
Wait a minute. The monkey talks. He did say, but I do want to get your input. Do you think we should kind of go in that general direction, or?
Well, sorry, I'm not used to people not knowing how it works here. You can't accidentally get somewhere here. If you want to get somewhere, you have to try to get there. It's not something you can accidentally do. You have to have a clear outcome in your mind, or you're just going to wander around in circles for eternity.
That makes sense. That is how you get from place to place.
It's a lot more here. Like, in the material realm, you can walk down a road and it'll always end up in the same place. Here you can walk down a road and it'll lead you where you want to go, but if you don't know where you want to go, who knows where it's going to take you. And even if you do know where you want to go, if someone wants to stop you from getting there, it can be even more complicated.
Fair enough.
Question. Why are we in the Fae-wild? Despite, it being the only option of not dying. But why are we here? What is our goal? And where do we eventually want to end up? I think those are some questions that we need to answer first.
well, I'm pretty sure we just, go that way, like the old man said.
And what's that way?
But what is
Just
that?
said that way.
You point that way and suddenly you're pointing straight out at a cliff. None of you saw the cliff get there. No, I have no idea how long it's been there.
I just had a
You
little
want
chat
us
with
to walk off a cliff?
I guess the old man wants us to walk off a cliff.
It's more
I
than
think
that.
I don't think we should go that way.
From what I am understanding, the Fae-wild is the Fae-wild. and therefore it's going to
wise
Fae-wild.
words.
Wise words.
Wait, I think
But-
he's speaking.
I think we need to determine where we want to go first, and then we just walk, and we will probably end up there.
So then begs the question, where's our destination?
Exactly, that's what I was asking.
Back to the material plane. At least is my destination.
Where do
So-
we need to go in the Fae-wild to get back to the material plane?
A portal of some kind.
Yeah, probably a place that connects.
Is there any specific location in the material plane? Could we use this as a way of traversing quicker than we could normally?
Jumping in between the Fae realm and the material plane. I mean, it might work.
As much as I despise this place, we might as well make it useful to us.
Okay, I'm gonna walk over to Finn and I'm gonna be like, "You're from here, right?" Just kind of see. Well, and can you help me across this cliff? Okay. I kind of put my arm up and like, come on my shoulder. Let's go check this out. Okay. Landy now. Just don't poop on it.
Then don't poop on him.
I'm
Don't
gonna start walking to
say
the cliff. And once I get there, I'm just gonna like try to kind of step over the cliff, see if it's like I can step on it or something.
All right, you go take a step, and you immediately start falling. But then suddenly, like you're after like 3 feet of falling, like your foot lands on something, and what was previously a cliff is just a 3-foot drop now.
Hey guys, it's not a cliff. It was.
You all see this now too. Like it, like if you were watching, Q, you were watching at this time. The landscape, when it changed, it just like it seemed like it was like for just a moment you could almost see like 2 locations simultaneously, and then the locations became one, and the landscape changed with it.
I hate quantum superposition.
Quantum entanglement.
Where are we going, though, Burning Whisper?
I think it's back to the material plane, probably. What?
Okay, so let's make a plan here.
Yes.
So we need to get back to the material plane, but we don't want to go back to where his friend was. And how did you meet your friend?
Which friend? The old guy?
No, the one that tried to kill us.
I was just walking, touching stuff at the stone to see if it exploded or not. And then he came up and he just started talking to me because we were walking to the city. Or the village, really.
I'm just gonna ignore the fact that you're using your sword all willy-nilly. But okay, so he just showed up here. Probably has a way to track him.
I was trying to figure out how to use it.
Possibly.
Sword probably like has some kind of. Oh. No. Taking that thought out of the brain. I'll use the sword anytime. So we know that we can track down with the sword. We need to get out of here to get back to the Northern Isles. But I don't know any real locations down in Northern Isles to get us there, to kind of fold space in on itself.
Was there any kind of maps that we may have passed by in this city as we were looking around? Like any, or does anyone know of any like cartography up there?
Sailor
that might
friend,
be
would you
useful.
like to explain the problems with cartography in this area?
Yes, I would love to do that once
He comes back. I swear if he lost the map, I'm gonna be upset.
He lost the map. He lost the map, guys.
He lost the map.
I don't know if you can even hear him. I'll just like point my mic towards him.
Matt, he just had it the other day. Guys.
Did you leave it in the shower too?
What?
Like I left my ring.
David, I'm gonna look at that Finn. Like, Finn, I know the old guy said like we can like change stuff in the Fae-wild. Could we perhaps use that to somehow understand this thing? And then I pull out the sword and kind of motion it at him like this.
as you move it towards him, he's going to like take a very large, like he's going to hop down from your shoulders, like stand a little ways from it, and like just like consider.
Flynn, translate for me.
He was asking if he could use the Fae-wild to figure out more things about the sword. Probably, but I'm not sure. The Fae-wild itself might not do it, but there are people that could help him.
Well, probably we could use the Fae-wild.
Okay.
I'm not too sure about that. I wouldn't trust it. But there might be people here that know more. We can figure out the sword. Maybe we could go there. Try to.
Potentially, yes.
You guys see those birds?
I don't know, do I?
As you're looking around, there are quite a few ravens circling around this area, like a ways off, but like they're getting closer.
Ravens are an omen of death in many religions.
That's not ominous at all.
Yeah. Likely.
Okay.
Are they like?
Perhaps we
over-
should get moving.
Are they over like the path I want to go? Or are they like in a different area?
Adjacent, but not on.
Oh,
So perhaps we should not go that direction.
but it's the only.
It's not the only way. This place is stupid.
We could walk in any direction. We can walk in
place
any
is
direction
stupid.
and get to where we need to go.
Really?
Well, yeah, as long as we know where we need to go.
So we need to find a portal
Okay.
to the material plane that will lead us to an island that is north of where we used to be.
Simple enough. Yeah,
Just ask me monkey.
I did. It was a whole thing this morning. We're gonna head in this northern direction towards someone that can help us with the swords. March.
Start marching.
All
After
right.
staring at him for a second, I'll follow him, I guess.
So you're looking for someone that can help you with the swords. That's what you said.
Yeah,
All right. I need you to make me a charisma check.
Yeah, do it.
we'll use this one.
You can
for
do it,
today.
Eli. My life depends on it.
Charisma check, you say?
Yeah, I'm figuring out the DC right now.
What's an average?
13.
charisma? A little bit above average.
13.
Alright, I was
All right. Cool. You start walking off, like just start walking somewhere, looking for someone that can help you with the swords. As you're walking through, you start going through. You've passed through all 4 seasons within the first like 500 feet that you walk.
cool.
And then you get a feeling that you need to turn to the left. Just like it honestly reminds you a lot of when you're wearing the amulet and sailing to a place that you know where you're supposed to go. Like it feels like if you want to show up your destination, this is where you need to go.
All right, now we gotta just divot a little bit to the left here, guys. I know where I'm going. Trust me.
All right.
Okay.
You start following him. As you follow that impression, like you keep going, and you feel another one after a little while to instead of going over a fallen tree trunk to go underneath it.
Just gonna go under it. So I can just have a feeling here, guys. Going in the right direction.
You come out, and
I'm
as you
gonna
do, you're in a.
step over it.
You're going to step over it.
Yes.
Flynn is not on the other side of it.
I kind of look under it.
Flynn's over there.
No, from the other side.
Oh, there's nothing.
I'm gonna look at the other side.
Flynn's on the other side.
I'm gonna shrug and like lift up a little bit to fit my massive frame under it, so, and walk.
And then I guess I'll just go under and keep going.
All right, you pass underneath the arch. And suddenly the sound of ravens cawing is louder. They're circling right above you.
Q? I told you
here
this
it
is
is.
where we needed to go.
I would
Actually,
like to punch you.
the number of ravens is significantly smaller.
So I think they know what to do.
Maybe
They're
done
in,
eating.
like 2 ravens come down and just like land right in front of you, Flynn. Just like seems completely without any fear of you, without any sort of hostility either. Just like comes up and just like walks over to you, just like looking straight up at you.
I'm just gonna hello. You just kind of give like a slight little bow.
It just a couple, like the raven just looks up to you, just like caws at you twice, and just like clicks and speak together twice. Yep.
Hey, buddy, can you play translator for me, please?
I don't speak bird. These are normal birds.
Oh, they're not Fae birds?
No, they live here, but they're normal birds.
Okay.
There's lots of ravens in the Fae-wild sometimes.
I thought they were gonna be like some high, mighty, powerful Fae thing that was trying to trick me.
Oh no, there's lots of Fae that like to pretend to be birds and things like that, but these ones are normal birds.
You're not supposed to tell me that. No,
You almost said the S word. Scared.
It's like, okay.
But I can translate that. They're hungry.
Oh, I don't.
I
Guys,
think they want your food.
birds are hungry.
My food. They can't have my food.
No.
No giving them food.
They want food.
Yeah. Anyone got any spare rations?
I pull out my pack and then get some of the hardtack rations and kind of crack them in it.
Bird, like they just go over, like look over, just like start pecking it, and just like, looks up, caws at you, and then like after they like
French fries out of my mouth.
just like they peck at the hardtack until they for a little bit, come up, circle around your head for a moment, Q, and then land on one on each of your shoulders.
This is a poor old.
And then flies off. They both fly off.
Well, you did feed them.
Well, I think I remember hearing ravens don't forget. Like they remember faces and things very well. So maybe they'll like you and come back and help us.
You just look over and like see a person standing by a tree and just knocked on it to announce his presence.
You hear the unsnapping of a holster.
And immediately goes towards Sword. Just hello.
Right. So, as you look over, you see a tall man with dark skin and raven black hair on his head. He's holding a staff and wearing. He's dressed as in a way that you associate with druids, and he looks completely human. But looks can be deceiving, obviously.
Of course.
A very good omen, that.
Good omen? No, it's not a bad one.
Oh no, there are many bad omens. But two ravens approaching and asking for food. An old friend shall be crossing your path soon.
Who the freak came up with that?
It is nearly the way of the world.
Have you ever studied religion?
No.
I can tell.
Thanks.
Have you ever studied anything?
Hey, I know you don't like this place either, okay?
Yeah.
Might I have your names?
You may call me Terrasteoliustus.
You can call me Mr. Whisper.
Oh.
Very nice to meet you both. And I would be careful about giving your true name out.
Well, that's not my full name.
It is still your name. Your true name. Part of it, but still part of the true name.
What's so wrong with that?
Knowing someone's name helps you understand the soul of the thing. And when something is close to the soul, it is more easy to manipulate, especially here.
Li Tempe.
I guess I see. I still don't really understand.
Just for now, use a different name when talking to people.
Go by Joe.
May I have your name?
I am Bjorn.
Maybe it'll. What's a good name?
Bjorn Han Raffen.
Call you
What?
Alan?
Yeah.
Alan
That is
doesn't sound
my-
like
my
a good
name. Well, of course it's not my true name. But I am Bjorn of Ranraffen.
Huh? Why did you give
Is
us
that
your name?
is that a name that we've heard?
Yes,
Kron
you've
Raffen
heard, you've
before?
heard this one before.
Is that the one with the? No, that's Renderful.
Yeah, there's Renderful, Raffen,
I thought you were
Doragon.
Raffen were the people that were like wizardy and stuff, right?
They were Fae-wildy.
Fae-wildy, yes. There you go.
They were wild.
We're in the Fae-wild.
Yes. Ah.
And then there was Ursur, and what was the last one? Sorry, I need to remind myself of my own clan's names. Wolfrir.
Wolf. Nice. Okay.
And of course Stael, but
Yes, but
confusion.
confusion. Well, I am Durung.
Pleasure to meet you, Durun. And what was your name?
Oh, Rita.
Rita. Pleasure to meet you all. Now, if you don't mind me asking,
Almost said yours is.
there a reason that you have brought these 3 outsiders to the realm?
Well,
Kind of
3.
just fell in.
We're all kind of new to the Fae-wild here.
You can see visible surprise on his face as he says that.
I am as well.
Pardon my assumptions. I thought that you were one of the clan.
I've been getting that the last little bit, which is strange to me. But yeah, nope, not Fae in any sort of way.
Oh no, the clan has no Fae. There are few that have descent from Fae. It is. You remind me of someone I once knew.
Cool. Oh. Who might that be? Just wild guess.
It was.
Probably Aventura.
No.
No.
It was a friend of mine. He lived, a member of Ron Ruffin himself. He lived with us for many years until a couple of unfortunate events, and he chose to leave the Northern Isles, head to the Southlands.
Interesting. I thought it would be someone I knew, but guess not. Well, yeah, we're just kind of trying to find. So here's the deal. We have a few things that are really troublesome. Our friend here has a sword that
Pull it out.
is very dangerous.
Yeah, want to check it out?
Do not touch the blade.
I'm kind of like walking towards him with it.
He, at your warning, is going to put his hands behind his back and look over and lean over towards it. Suddenly, Q, you see a very quick motion from above. You look up and you see a raven fall straight down right in front of his feet. It's just straight up dead.
No, I don't think that is.
No.
Whisper,
Touch
put the sword away, please.
The dead crow.
No.
No.
And black mist flies out of the blade. It flies out of it and goes into the blade.
You did it again.
Stop.
Burning Whisper.
That's what you were doing on town.
That is a terrible,
Not cool, Duger.
terrible omen.
Stop calling.
I can agree to that.
Durung.
Put the blade away.
Stop touching it to things.
How am I supposed to understand if I don't, try things out?
Controlled experiments.
So the sword had nothing to do with this raven dying.
Yeah.
That is one of the worst omens that could possibly fall a
Just a
person.
good one and a bad one.
There
Just
is
balanced out now.
Well, no, both of them will occur. You will encounter that old friend of yours, and you will be very soon encountered by a sworn enemy, one that's hunting.
I think it's the one who's after your blade.
Oh, I didn't think it was. I guess.
I'd rather not run into him.
I'd rather not run into anybody.
It seems it may be unavoidable. Omens are powerful things, and I suppose they still hold sway here in the Fae-wild, strange though this world is.
I would say that they are the origin of the omens. He kneels down, looks over at the bird. You're being hunted. Whoever the person is that this omen is warning you of, they're on your trail and they're following.
How the freak did you know that?
There are many omens. This one is one of the most clear.
Do you have a book of it or something?
Not with me. There are many omens, though. Dang it. We of Kron Raffen build build birdhouses for the ravens, allows us to observe them, to learn more of the future by observing their behavior and seeing which omens occur.
Were you wanting his omen book?
Yeah.
I didn't know you could read.
I can.
He just doesn't like to.
I'm not very good at it.
Oh.
Thanks.
He's better with the blade than with the book.
Which is what we need for our
We have apologies for our bickering.
Of course, it is of no concern to me. I'm simply wondering why it is that fate has led you across my path.
Yeah, we kind of were looking for someone to help us with the swords.
This one.
And also this one. It's apparently lunar steel. Made by elves. And
This is broken, so maybe we should start with that first.
That one I recognize.
Oh.
There was a woman who came and visited our clan quite often. She had that blade.
Elven,
Elvin,
tall, kind of stern.
I see that you've met this one.
Yeah, met her. But was taught by her.
Ah, makes sense. That blade has been in her family for generations. She intended to pass it to her son.
She had a son she never told me about.
Had. He passed on sometime, but many years ago. Actually, he was a member of our. He was a member of our clan. His father was the chief. But I guess we have not.
Scandalous.
She would come and visit. She was one of the few outsiders that was truly accepted into the clans. She received complete welcome and adoption among us. We have not seen her for some years, though I've heard rumors that she came once again.
We heard, at least I've heard some things about her fleeing into the Fae-wild. At least to me, she's been missing for the last, couple years at least. She talked about the Fae-wild. I thought it was her home. I guess not.
Well, I suppose in a way it was. But if you are looking for information on her, then I would go to the village. They may not... Visiting from this side may lead to some confusion, but I can lead you to a certain place that you may be able to continue your journey. But with that blade right there, what I can tell you of it is that it is... There are many strings of fate tied to it. That is all I can truly say. I don't know much about it. But I've rarely seen... The omens have been erratic recently. He looks up towards the raven circling in the sky, and also you notice the star, like, it's daylight, but you can see the stars perfectly fine up there, you see now. Like, surrounding the sun, like, it looks like the night sky. It was not like that 10 feet ago.
Is that another omen?
Oh no, that is simply something of my domain. I have claimed this area as my own.
Mr. Religion Boy, what does fate mean?
Fate?
Or whatever you said about, sword.
The strings of fate are a concept where it is something that ties people or things or times together. And so a string of fate, perhaps you could say, lead two lovers to one another if fate would have it. Or perhaps a string of fate is snipped when someone is killed. There are several theories regarding this, and I don't know why I'm sounding so scholarly all of a sudden.
Let me just put my glasses.
Let me put my glasses on my nose here.
In the face.
See Birdie Whisper just like melting.
To put it simply, it's how fate
Falling
works.
in love.
Do not do that.
Fate's just... Many
Not
believe
curse a
fate
woman
leads you
like
to
in
something.
such a way.
People could say fate led you guys to me, or fate led us to beat Venora. A lot
Or
of people
fate
say,
led the sword to you.
A lot of people say fate leads you to something. An
Many
invisible
peop-
force leads you to something.
Many people consider fate to merely be the path that you walk. Your decisions will lead you somewhere, and you are always going to be there. The directions that you choose to go are your fate. And sometimes strings of fate are attached to that to encourage a certain path to be taken.
Destiny, perhaps? Another familiar term you may have known.
It's kind of like
Finn is going to jump up onto Flynn's shoulder. Wow, he's dumb.
Well, no, he's
I'm average.
he's not.
I'm average,
He
just
just
uneducated.
understands things differently.
He has a very specific
Is
field
that a
of
nice way of
knowledge.
saying that he's dumb?
Just the field, actually.
The stays between me and you, buddy.
None of them require intelligence.
That's where we come.
No, stop.
What is your intelligence score?
0. Or no, it's 11.
It's 11. I was like,
It's a plus
zero.
0.
We have the same intelligence score.
You just know it. I don't.
His whole play.
I just know I have proficiency in religion. I guess that's our difference. Anyways,
You said. So you made the stars around the sun.
Yes, I observed them to an attempt to learn more of fate as well.
Huh. Interesting.
The omens involved with the ravens are well known, but those of the stars have been proven to be just as accurate, though not as well documented. I'm here to do my research on them.
nice.
you seem to be very well knowledgeable about this fate.
I seek to learn. I met a dragon that gave me some instruction on this, and since then I've been doing some of my own research.
We met a very interesting dragon not too long ago.
Terrifying
that was
dragon.
Yes. Is that the story we need to get into right now?
I mean, you can.
I'm curious about it. Basically, this sword, we met this dragon that was on our ship for kind of no reason, it seems, at the time. And then he was doing something with the sword. The dragon took notice and walked over to the sword, and then it started to glow, and then it completed the sword with light. I don't know if that makes sense, because it's broken right now. And then the dragon didn't touch it, but then got scared off and it went away. So it had something to do with the dragon. But I don't really know.
Well, then I suppose that is likely a dragon-forged moonblade.
A what?
A dragon-forged moonblade. There are many ways of forging magical items in order to be able to maintain power, but one of the ways of creating a most unique blade that is known only to a few of those in the Northern Isles involves using a dragon providing the power to do so.
Great.
Specifically,
dragon on our ship.
Specifically, a moonstone dragon is required to do so. The Walker in Dreams was the last one to create one. About, I believe it was 5 millennia ago now.
What do moonstone dragons look like? Would you happen to know?
Waves his hand and an image of them is conjured.
Does it look anything like the dragon that we saw on the ship?
Absolutely.
Uh-oh!
Well, not exactly. Not exactly. So, here, for any of you that don't know what a moonstone dragon looks like, this is the image, basically the image that he conjures.
Oh, very nice.
Dragons.
Imagine a more fuzzy and furry one, and that's what you guys saw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the one we saw was kind of, use minor illusion to kind of show the one that we saw. It looked like this. Very similar, terrifying in nature.
It was
This
not
one
terrifying.
looks approximately
It was
like
terrifying to me,
is-
okay?
This one looks as if
was
it is
on
less
our
than
ship.
10 years old. And you were frightened by it?
He has a.
Here's the thing with dragons.
Wait,
he doesn't like
this was
them
on
very
our ship.
much.
Yes.
Yes. Would it kill you to pay more attention to things that happen?
Well, I mean, you were drunk.
You were. Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
He reaches up and
I'm-
just pats your hip.
I look down. I'm a little on edge in this place.
I can understand. Me too. It's a little weird. But cool magic stuff.
I just laughed. I
It
just
may
laughed
be
looking
young.
at you, like, so frustrated.
But I have a very strong
Aversion.
yes. Thank
Virgin?
you. Aversion to dragons. After
It's a
the many
word.
stories that I've heard as a sailor, I just don't trust them. And
A wise decision to be made in those circumstances. I can assure you that one is unlikely to cause harm anytime soon. It is too young, and it is a momentous occasion that it is here at all. There's not very many. There are very few dragons born, and even less moonstone dragons. They're very uncommon.
We also have this egg, this dragon egg that powers our ship.
yeah,
I'm no expert on dragons. If you wish to know more of them, then you will have to go to find someone of Hrandragon. They know much more than I do.
I don't know. He seems kind of trustworthy.
he
He
knows
doesn't
most
seem
of the stuff.
hostile.
That's what I thought the last guy was. And then I almost died.
You also are a terrible judge of character.
Maybe.
We're also kind of in this
Bullying.
guy's
Domain, and we're not dead yet.
You're still
So
mad at me because I...
I'm very weak. I cannot make major changes. Merely things close to my soul.
see. So more affecting yourself than others.
Not exactly. It is more that there are many types of changes that you can make to this realm. But the parts of you that are the most essential to yourself, things that are parts of your soul, those are the most easy to bring out. If I were to decide that I wish to make a mountain appear, I would be unlikely to succeed at that. I'm not powerful enough to do so. But to change the sky, to allow the stars to shine during the day, that is something close to me. That is something that is a part of who I am. And so it is not too difficult for me to cause that change, despite the fact that it being a large change.
What's the sky part of the music?
Well, I'll explain later.
I don't think you will.
You're right.
it's okay, burning this bear. You're still part of our group.
Oh, man.
So if sorry, continue.
No, go ahead.
Someone can only make changes in the area around them which are similar to what they already know, is what you're saying.
Yes.
But that is only possible for one of Fae descendancy.
Not necessarily. Those of Fae descendancy can make any sort of change. I personally have no Fae ancestry in myself.
That was my next question.
That is the only reason I can make these changes because they are close to my soul.
I see.
But anyone could, in theory, in the Fae-wild, be able to claim an area as their own, to be able to make it as their soul is.
And if one doesn't have a soul,
All beings have a soul.
We're suddenly very interesting.
Yeah, that's an interesting.
It's a very
Well,
Just gonna.
I see you look at me. I'm like, undead tend to not have souls. I was curious if.
Well, there's a debate about that one.
There is some intense debate about that one.
Well, you see where Q stands. He's firmly on the side of they don't have souls.
Yeah, I kind of side with our friend here. Most beings, if not all beings, tend to have the soul. It's kind of, if my understanding is right, the key outline of things.
Souls are indeed a major part of things. I am no scholar of the arcane, but even I seek to understand that to a certain extent.
Does your boar have a soul?
Speaking of which,
In a way, yes.
you still need to recreate Galti.
I do. We haven't taken a long...
We did take a long rest.
We did take a long rest. I just didn't do it.
Very sad about it.
It's like, oh.
That's right.
I need to grieve for just a little longer, guys.
You also need to remember.
It's been a little while since I've done anything like that.
Thank you. I think this is very helpful information for all of us.
very.
No.
I can't wait to claim a little bit of my own land.
That's what the colonizers do.
The sun shall never set on the British Empire.
It will never set. Well, we will get going down to that village then, and hopefully run into that dragon.
Hopefully you run into the friend before you run into our enemy.
I don't want to run into anything.
Right.
Then watch your step.
If anything, you'll run into a wall.
You said.
I just stepped off a cliff, bro. How am I
What was-
supposed to watch it if I don't know what's in front of me?
And what's this village name by chance? Or at least a direction that we can be headed to?
Why are we so mean to Burning Whisper all of this?
It's a way of coping with this.
There are various routes that you could take. If you wish to go to the sacred heights of Fran Raffen, then I would recommend not walking straight into the village from this side. It would be wise to exit at one of their other outposts. There is a outpost that Fran Renderful uses occasionally that has a fairy circle in it. It's well into the Northern Isles and close to the borders of Fran Raffen. I would encourage you to head to that direction.
I think it's a direction that we need to be heading in. Oh,
I agree.
thank you, friend. Hopefully we cross you again and you can help us some more.
If fate allows it.
Final question: are these ravens yours?
Oh no. They do not belong to anyone. They simply have come because I provide for them.
I understand. Then I suppose we shall be on our way.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for your hospitality.
It is always an honor. Much glory is achieved by being kind to strangers and guiding them in forgotten paths.
Indeed. May the gods watch over you.
You always find welcome and warmth.
You
Do it the opposite way.
He's like doing the cross. He's like,
He's like,
Burning Whisper.
All right.
like this.
After
We just
like
Z. He has a flash.
after that, I was gonna be thinking about like gonna just like start thinking about that, but also so you brought up a good point. We need to know new names for each other in case we run into something a little bit more dangerous.
I don't want to be Alan.
Dorong.
Doron.
Doron?
Dorong.
Doron. What does that mean?
Jerome?
No clue. But it sounds Dwarven.
Alright, so Doron. I'll use what I told him, Rita.
And are you still Alan?
No, I don't want to be called Alan.
Then what do you wish to
Imagine
be
we're
called?
walking, talking.
Just call me bro.
Bro?
Bro.
I mean, it's better than your actual name. I'm saying in a sense. Like,
For those that aren't looking, you just see Burning Whisper and take a double take at
no, in the sense of like,
Flynn.
no, in the sense of your name not being stolen from you. Your name's fine.
Okay.
Didn't mean to take shots at your name, brother.
And I am Terrastiolisus.
Terra.
Steely?
Terrace.
Terrace.
Terrorist.
Oh man.
Terrace means steel.
Terrorist.
Terrace. No, you're adding an extra thing.
Terrorist.
Terrace.
Terrorist.
No, there's not a T. Terrace.
Terrorist.
Terrastiolisus.
Yeah, see, there's this.
Well, no, he's adding more.
You are changing the meaning of the word.
I'm just doing what.
I don't wish to be called terrorist. Fae-wild. That could cause
Can I
unforeseen
call you
consequences.
Steely?
Sure, call me Steely.
Steely.
Anything is better than our actual names.
Steely Dunson.
And I'm Finn.
Britta. Huh?
Did he say that out loud?
No, he says that in your head.
Can anything happen to
I
you
thought that
if
was
we
mental
call
breakdown.
you Finn?
That's not my name. Not my real one.
That's Finn. Wait, what is your name then?
Just like just big monkey grin showing the fangs.
Fair. But you know I can't do anything to you.
Oh, you can.
What do you mean? Why does everyone keep saying I can do stuff?
Oh,
You could do a lot if you
that's
knew my
cool.
name.
I just.
But I'm a human. I'm not a Fae. I can't manipulate things.
That's a good name.
Okay, so
You can control the outside right now. You can't control the inside. If you know someone's name, you can control the inside.
I'm gonna start sorrowfully like walking towards the next city.
So I was putting in my name. So my names are all based on Finnish, if you guys weren't aware of that. And so I put in terrastio, kind of short word, and it means an act of steel.
Ooh.
And I'm like, you know what? I like that.
Terrastio.
Terrastio. Terrastio lisus means steel, apparently. So does terrace, but terrastio. If any of you guys speak Finnish, I'm really sorry, because this is Google Translate I'm using. But terrastio, I'm going to say means an act of steel, because Google doth decree it to be so. Anyways. Terrastio.
No! Okay. So,
Terrorist.
Durun,
Terrorist.
Terrace, Bro, Rita. These are the names we're going to be using while we're here.
What?
What was his again?
Durun?
Doron.
Doron.
Drone.
We can just say he's our friend.
Yes.
That we let him tag along.
He is mentally challenged.
No!
The shot.
Just an educated child!
Y'all remember how I made it so you guys got to boost your charisma to be able to match your character more?
Yeah.
I kind of want to give him a debuff to intelligence for that same reason.
Stop playing your character so
Stop it!
Oh boy. Give him a, what, 7?
Stop!
Not
That's
nine
just
for
barely.
now.
That's 7's barely enough to have understand spoken language, which I think is like accurate.
normal knowledge.
Does he understand spoken language though?
That's debatable.
Do you understand spoken language?
That is also debatable.
Anyways, so, walking. What do we see around us as we were like talking about new names?
All right. So as you've been walking around, it has been shockingly quiet. Like there's been very little change. I need you to make me a charisma check now, though. Well, first I need you to tell me your destination.
Like the entrance of the village of what the guy said.
The Sacred Village.
Yeah. We're gonna use
Those are two different places. The Sacred Heights and
Oh,
the village
okay.
that he's
Don't
recommending.
think about going there, please.
I won't.
You guys do kind of want to go there. That is your destination, but like they're not going to take it very nicely if you come from this side.
Yeah. I rolled a 2 plus 3 for a 5.
Uh-oh!
Bad's about that.
David got excited.
5 is not matching that DC yet. That means you just changed the Fae-wild,
Time for a fight.
but wrong.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So you're starting to wander around, like looking around and like trying to get through, and you get like you start thinking about your destination, where you want to go. Then as you're going and like you like start pressing your will against it in a way that's starting to become kind of familiar. But as you do so, for just a moment, like you start thinking about like the fate things that the guy talked
that
about.
probably was on my mind.
Like, how, like, is there a way I could take advantage of this? Like, be able to, like, use it with divination magic in order to learn more stuff? And as you start thinking of that, like, you push on it and, like, Fae-wild shifts. And you feel that, and you start feeling, like, once again, the directions that you need to get going, to start going.
Alright, just gotta keep going this way as fate wills it so, I guess, and just continue to go on straight.
You start going, and your path is actually shockingly straight. Like, you're not needing to do very many turns, or, like, you
Start
take...
envisioning an iron rod.
Yeah, it's going pretty, like, it's a pretty normal path. As you go, it starts getting darker. Time is passing, like, it's getting late, and the sun is starting to get close to the horizon. And then, like it's roughly, like, 6 o'clock, like, time period. You're walking, and the ground starts getting a little bit, like, softer, like, wetter. It's warmer now, though. Like, it's not cold any longer. You start walking, and like the air starts getting humid, and like mist starts going around, and you get a feeling that you need to walk straight into that mist.
Just gonna. Feels weird, guys, but this is the direction we need to go.
Not like this.
All
Do
right.
you know that?
You walk in, walk in, and like the air starts smelling dank and kind of musky and all that. And you walk through the mist for a good like 5 minutes, and then like the mist clears out a little bit, and you are at the edge of a very large swamp. Well, actually, no, it's not too large. It's 3 times the size of Shrek's swamp. No, it's a much larger swamp. It's a very large swamp.
3 times the size of Shrek's swamp.
That's
what
the
you
measurement
measure.
of the swamp is
Americans will use anything with the metric
Metric
system
system
to
to
measure.
It's like 3
of Shrek's
swamp. We really will use anything. It's just like
And the amount, and there's approximately 16 clouds worth of mist in here.
Okay, no, I get that.
16
When I
clouds.
envisioned the village, I didn't envision a swamp.
Q, do you want to take the lead now?
No.
I don't think we're in the right place.
The tugging in your head says the center of the swamp is where you're trying to go.
This is the place, I guess. I'm just gonna go towards the center of the swamp.
Okay.
Does Duger have
Alright.
like an uneasy feeling? Does he feel any sort of weird magics?
Roll an Arcana check.
Can I just roll a gut feeling?
This
Sure.
one's sitting on 20.
No modifier. Just roll.
It's an 8.
Arcana
You're
check?
feeling like
That is a
that. Like
19.
this seems about right. 19.
Okay.
There is definitely some weird magic
think
going
you're
on
good.
here.
You just talk to the dude. You probably trust him.
You don't know. You've never encountered anything like this before, but like the magic changed. Like the flow of magic is different now. And as you're trying to think of how you feel, like, wait a second, I do know this. I felt this when Flynn changed the amount of time that, like, how time flowed earlier when we were taking a rest. Like, you feel distinctly that the magic is flowing to different rules than the weeb normally wants to do.
Guys, I'm getting some really weird vibes from the magic here. It's flowing very, very differently than it normally does.
Can I roll a vibe check?
That's what I
You
just
could
did.
roll a religion check.
I will roll a religion check.
It's
That
like,
is
this is-
something I can.
What are you
I'm
talking
The
about?
last time I
guidance.
trusted my instincts, it led us to the guide. It's telling just to go straight to the swamp, and I'm like still trudging through.
Well, that could be slightly better.
I got a pretty good feeling about it too, guys. We'll probably be okay.
Never mind. Turn
Okay,
the
let's
rest.
just 14.
14.
Not 41, sorry.
I thought it was just weirdly counted.
You also feel the difference in it, but like on a different level. Like it's less of an analyzing, like looking and seeing how it should be. Someone has claimed this area as like, it almost feels like a divine domain. Except not nearly on the same magnitude, but it has similar.
It would not be the kitchen.
It would seem that someone has claimed this area.
So we're trespassing?
Very much so, yes.
Why are we walking this direction?
Not like this.
No.
Perhaps they can help us, or perhaps this is the way to the village.
Finn is going to telepathically say to you, there's usually more than one way to get to where we want to go. Maybe we should try to find a different path.
Yes, I'm just gonna turn around and
The
Get
feeling is still telling you that you need to go to the center of the swamp.
I'm going against my gut feeling. It's like, nope, this is someone else's land already. I gotta trespass here and just walk out and.
All right, I need everyone to make me a dexterity check.
Oh,
Dexterity check.
Yeah, for walking through a swamp with that on uneven, poor footing.
Okay.
Dex check.
17.
a dexterity check? Just straight dexterity?
If you have armor that imposes disadvantage, have disadvantage on this as well.
That imposes disadvantage
On stealth checks.
Stealth checks? Okay.
well, you see,
Dang.
7.
That's not great. 15?
15. That's not great.
That's
pretty
not
good.
great, bro. I got a 7.
All right.
I rolled an 11.
As you're walking, just like walking through it, Q's just like clunking forward and then like steps on poor footing and like crashes into a pool of water. Just like
Whoa.
huge
Big
splash.
splash.
And like
He's really
huge splash. Everyone roll me a d20 for absolutely no reason. Except for
Okay.
you. You're good.
Okay,
I
sweet.
got a 19.
19?
I got a 19 on my dex one.
14.
On this one, 4.
All right. Just like
Maybe fate's on my side.
Q splashes into there, like throws up a huge splash and like cloud of mist. You two are fine, but like without even like you're not thinking about this, so like it's not a thing that you're trying to avoid. You just like inhale a big chunk of mist and like get some water in you, and you start feeling very sleepy all of a sudden. Can you make me a I believe it is a wisdom saving throw?
I do not want to do that. I refuse. I say no against that.
Thought wizards were good.
I don't think it works like that.
15.
15. DC is 15. You do not fall asleep, but for just a moment, like you guys notice as like Flynn staggers and like his eyes roll up into his head and like he just like catch it, like he falls to his knees, but then like you maintain consciousness.
Okay.
So am I still underwater or like?
You can stand up. Like you can touch the bottom.
Okay, we need
I mean,
to
I can
get
touch
out
the bottom
of
of
here.
a lot of things because I'm really tall.
Was that poison or what?
No, I think it's something similar to a sleep spell. We need to get out of here quickly, though, before more happens.
I could not agree more.
Gavin, Gavin, who is thirsty, just takes a drink. Duger's feeling a little thirsty, like takes a swig from his water skin. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw also.
A wisdom saving throw, you said?
Uh-huh.
Oh boy.
Of course.
Oh boy! 3!
You guys watch as Duger like puts his drinking skin to his lips, takes a big swig, and then collapses completely unconscious.
I'm gonna step over to him and like inspect him very briefly.
Man,
He's
what was in
asleep.
that drinking skin?
Can I inspect? I want to inspect his drinking skin, see what's in there.
How are you inspecting it?
I'm smelling it.
All right, you're smelling it. It smells like water.
Don't drink that at all. No,
Dwarves usually have the good stuff.
that's
Is this poison?
not gonna be.
Okay.
I wouldn't trust it. Terrace. Yeah.
Terrorist.
Let's quickly out of here.
Yeah.
Let us away.
Do any of you guys want to try to wake him up?
I'm gonna. Well, I probably will try to shake him at least before I pick him up and be like,
All right. You can use an action to wake him up, but like it's not like he's in a deep sleep, but like you can wake him up.
Lieutenant! I'm like waking up and you're just like,
"It's a gentleman." It's like, and then,
Spiritual weapon.
We need to quickly.
yes. What happened?
do not drink your water right now.
Okay.
Do not drink the water. Do not avoid everything here. This is someone else's domain. We need to leave quickly. Just gonna keep trudging and leaving.
All right. You start trudging, and you realize that the sun has basically set. It's been an hour since you arrived here.
So it's dark.
Yeah, but also it wasn't an hour till dark when you arrived
It's
here.
much later to dark. Someone clearly wants us to stay and not to leave.
I'm gonna cast a light on my shield and just
All right, it produces dim light.
hold it.
Create
I suppose that's better than no light.
It also produces dim light.
Oh boy.
And together we make dim light.
Because guess what I don't have? Dark vision.
Guess what I do have?
Dark.
Good dark vision.
Yeah, very good dark vision.
Just leading back, I think Flynn's thing is like, all right, we need to get back. I don't know where the place is, but I do know where that druid was, so that's where he's trying to go to.
All right, so make me a charisma check.
Okay, give me the good one. I'm going through so many dice here.
The good one? There is no. dice gods work the same?
Oh, that's 21.
Passable.
Oh,
1 second. I need to figure it out.
I can't use mine here.
What is your...
Your guy.
So you got a 21, you said?
Yes.
You are like, okay, I'm gonna go this. Like, you fixate only on this guy, push towards it, and you feel like the Fae-wild starting to bend, and then suddenly it goes back to how it currently is and resists your change.
What do you want from us?
Then who are you talking to?
Whoever's domain this is, because they clearly don't want us to leave.
So you're not Finn, you're
Thank you,
Why are you
Wesley,
doing
for
this,
making
Wesley?
glorious things happen.
What?
He messed up.
He just said Flynn's real name.
I said Finn. I didn't say Flynn.
Oh.
Monkeys.
Okay. You're very, very lucky.
Sentient caution.
You're very, very, very... Wesley, you have no idea how close you were to causing disaster.
We need to
just
check that.
now.
Roll that tape back. Okay, yeah, I guess we're good, yeah.
Yeah, someone does not want us to leave here, bro. Remember, do not use any names.
If you start assuming them, it will clock you in the throat.
Terrorist.
All right.
Roll to hit.
Try to sense
20. 17.
where this person could be. Boom. Of just like, hey, I know you're here trying to keep us out from leaving, so come out and let's just work out a plan that benefits us more than you.
I don't think
Let us be civil.
All right, so you're trying to
What kind of
like
sense
are you
of
trying to
honor?
like describe to me in specific details what you're doing? So
I'm
I
trying
can
to,
know what kind of check to give you.
kind of trying to call out the person of like, hey, just stop your hiding, come out here face to face, and just get him to like approach and we can physically see him.
Or her, we don't discriminate.
All right.
Yeah.
Or it, because it might be.
So you're going. So you're trying to like speak and call them out.
Yeah,
Or,
speak and call him out.
all right. Roll a persuasion check.
Good at those. I am. It's cocked.
That's better too.
26.
All right. You shout that out and it like rings through the.
Oh wait, no, never mind. Not 26. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. 23.
All right. You shout it out. It rings through the swamp, and you don't see any response from them.
You still know where we're going?
I have an idea of where we're going.
Can I try to like perception around me, try to see if I can like sense any like pull or like of natural pull direction kind of thing?
That would not be perception, but you could try to do that. You
Okay.
may make a religion or an arcana check.
Okay, I'll do a religion check trying to see
I
where
allow
the...
you to do religion only because you're a cleric.
I'm going to make a little box,
Not
detect
again.
magic, and cast detect magic.
There's magic.
13.
13.
We're in the
Yeah.
Fey.
Oh, I know.
Magic
but
doesn't actually appear to be trying to get you. Okay, actually, most of the magic that you can detect around here isn't trying to get you to go to any particular spot. However, there is a little bit of magic in here that seems like be tugging on you guys to go towards the center of the swamp, right where he seemed to be leading you. But it's not the majority of the magic here. That's all that you can tell with that hole.
I'm just gonna say, let's continue to the center of the swamp. Perhaps they will be there.
question: does any of the magic seem malicious?
Detect magic cannot tell you that. Detect magic can tell you if there's magic and what school of magic it is. And so I will tell you plenty of that. There's some really weird magic going on here. One second.
I'm flying, boys.
I need to look up a particular spell to find out what kind of magic it is. There's most of the magic here is transmutation magic.
Transmutation magic?
Uh-huh. Where's the stuff that I have? Yeah, it's mostly transmutation magic with a little bit of divination magic, or more accurately, inverted divination magic.
Oh, uh-oh. Huh.
Oh wait, no. Sorry. Forget that divination stuff. It's abjuration.
Abjuration.
That makes sense. Is it inverted?
No.
Nice.
You see?
Interesting.
Oh, I can put some things together.
There's a lot of transmutation magic here, and a little bit of abjuration magic, which is.
There's
Abjuration
also
is
the
to protect.
tiniest bit of evocation magic, but it's not like explosion evocation magic. It's doing something, but it's so small that you can't tell. Or even
And there's also evocation magic, but there's so little of it that I don't know what it's doing.
Perhaps
So you
nothing
said
dangerous.
evocation, transmutation, and abjuration.
Yes, sir.
It's the
Exploding,
domain.
shielding, seeing. There you
Okay.
go. No, changing. Transmutation. I thought divination still. Changing. Changing, shielding, exploding.
Magic to protect you, magic to transform, and magic to. A bit. Evocation is more.
It doesn't feel
elemental in sense.
explosive,
Very
Nature.
small explosion.
but I can't tell what it's.
So there's
If
a
you
bomb.
can make a very high Arcana check, I can tell you what the evocation magic is.
Okay, I'm going for it.
Is it my
I'm
light
going
spell?
for it, guys.
Don't mess up, don't mess up. May the dice have a big
That's not.
Oh, that was almost a 20.
That means
a
it's low.
16.
Oh, 16, not bad. It feels similar to sending or message, which are both evocation for some reason.
I mean, I don't know what. Well, it could be divination. I don't know why they do this.
It's almost like.
Let's just go to the swamp.
Well, we are in the swamp.
Well, where they want us to go in the swamp.
I'm gonna just keep tabs. on
Also,
the
it is
magic.
very dark now.
Does my dim light and my shield help?
It helps as much as dim light does,
I'm gonna try
which
to
is not
cast-
much.
Not much. It's
Does my
not
dark
like-
vision help at all?
Yes, you can see in the 10 feet. Oh, also the dim light will not extend more than 10 feet from
Okay.
you. You can see as if it's totally fine to see in the dim light, but dim light's a serious impediment. Like at night, right after the sun has gone down, when you can barely see things, but you can kind of move around without walking into stuff, that's dim light. Darkness is literally unable to see a thing. And that's what's out past that.
I'm gonna try
Except for the stars above. You can see those perfectly fine.
Use the stars to navigate. We're lost.
Flynn. I didn't say that.
has decided that we're lost.
I didn't say that.
From now on, if you guys say names in character, like it's gonna be in character.
Rita. Right?
Yes.
Rita.
Yes.
Do you know how to travel by the stars?
A little bit, yeah.
The stars are not what you're used to.
Not these ones.
Not these stars. I know a lot of ways I have traveled through the sea. Stars, not too fluent in, but I can try. I'm gonna try at least to cast dancing lights and just heavily impose my will on them to be their full brightness.
Charisma check.
I thought you raised up these stars, dog.
All very. So, question for you: how far out can you send the dancing lights?
This one is you can move I can move them up to 60 feet to a new spot.
Amazing.
Um,
Tell me his alike.
It looks like I can create them out to a range of 120 feet. It doesn't say it has like a range of, it can only be X amount far. I can just, I guess, each turn I can move 60
They
feet.
have to be within 20 feet of another
Light created by us. As long as two lights are by each other. They
How
can-
many lights do you create?
I can create 4 torch sized or 1 medium sized.
So 4 torch sized, and they have to be 20 feet away from each other.
You kinda
So
look
that
like my
means
cat.
a maximum of
Another
80
cat
feet.
pop
Okay,
up
cool.
the other day.
Yep. Charisma check.
Oh, nice. 21. Oh.
I'm calculating the DC of what you're trying to do.
I just want my lights to be more.
Just did math for DC.
I mean, it's bad, guys.
Nah, I'll take that. I'm not gonna down it all right now. People don't have to be
Would you like to know what the DC was?
No.
16.
20.
That's why we love our little magic boy.
The lights,
We do love our little magic.
like you
boy.
push against it and you feel like there's another will that has already been imposed on this area. You are in someone's domain. They don't want you.
Yeah.
They don't want it to change. They're happy with the way it is, but you also feel something else. They're not actively contesting you. This is just the way it is here right now, and because of that, it wants to stay that way. But since they're not paying attention against you, you can push through. You push and you focus on the way it should be. Like, reality is something that you are very familiar with. You know that this is how it should be. The lights should be bright enough. This is unnatural. I'm putting things back to its natural state. You push and break through the barrier, and the lights, all of your lights immediately burst to correct brightness.
It's like these small, just ships is what the lights look like. Just small
I
little
like that.
ships floating around. Just. Okay, now we can see better. Let's get to the center of the swamp. Because someone didn't want me to have my lights just like looking up and around.
I got a feeling something's going to happen.
Oh, I'm very aware something's
I
going to
think
happen.
we're going to get the better omen after this one. Perhaps.
Let's go to the center. I'm going to trust that feeling and just...
All right, so you are in a swamp. It is not an easy to navigate swamp, so I need someone to take the lead to navigate through and to roll some sort of check that you can properly justify to me.
I'm saying I can take the lead and just try to like trudge through it, like athletics, just try to like kind of physically just like plow a path in front of me for everyone.
Duger is like spitting his
All
gun.
right, sounds good. Make an
Okay.
athletics check.
I'm making athletics checks and I'm praying for guidance since I'm like, please let this be a normal field trip.
With a freeze? No way!
The Fae-wild? No way.
Uh-oh.
That's a 15. That's not terrible.
You are
But,
trudging through. There's a fair bit of splashing, and you guys can't see very good. Even you can see
rolled
better
this
now,
second.
but like, I need all of you guys to make me another
roll
random
dice.
roll to see if any water gets in your mouth.
Okay.
I'm like actively trying not.
You don't have to.
15.
19.
4.
That's great.
Flynn, make me another wisdom saving throw.
This guy's drinking.
I would have imagined closing my mouth while doing it.
Well,
It's
yeah,
not
but like you
great.
occasionally open your mouth to speak or to breathe.
I failed 12.
All right. Suddenly, Flynn collapses and sinks under the water.
Don't.
And concentration is just broken, so
The
the
lights
lights
are gone.
Well, I still have my dim light on my shield. At
Yep.
least.
I'm gonna reach down and try and keep him from going off.
Roll a d20 to see if you can properly grab him blind.
Oh gosh, I hate the Fae-wild.
So is he completely blind?
Do I add anything?
He's in the water and it's darkness, so
It's a
yeah, he's
swamp.
basically. Dang.
Do I add anything?
Nope, just tell me what the roll is.
13.
You successfully grab Flynn by the collar and haul him back up.
Was there a 50-50 chance if I could?
Yep.
Nice.
Guys, can we wake him up? It's really dark.
You wake up.
I'm going to reach into my pack and pull out a rope and just be like, hold on to the rope, just in case.
It's a
Should
good
we
decision.
tie
Well, let's tie
together?
ourselves. Yeah, tie it.
I don't like. I'm just gonna
I'll tie it to my belt.
take a scarf and just tie it around my mouth, and
The scarf is soaked in water. You just fell completely in the water.
I'm just not doing that. Then knowing it's soaked in water, just
Did go under.
oh, yeah. All right, everyone, don't drink water. No.
Oh yeah, that's gotta be. I didn't consider that. you could completely go under the water occasionally.
Everyone, any
Over my shoulders.
Terrace, you still have those blankets.
I do.
We might need to tear a bit of fabric from them, make some kind of mask so we don't ingest any kind of water or gas.
I thought it cost more around everyone.
I'm gonna be like,
There's a lot.
perhaps I use this other cloth instead. Just like pull out some. So the blankets are kind of like just fur. Like I don't know if that would help too much. We just suffocate ourselves. So I'll reach in, and I have some rags. So I'm gonna take some rags. They're clean rags, except for like blacksmith stuff.
So they're not clean at all.
I keep them in good condition. So I'm gonna take the rags out and hand them out and say, try to keep them breathing without this.
All right. You no longer will have to make any more rolls about seeing if you guys get any water in your mouth.
Just keep trying to get to the center.
Though all of you are starting to get quite thirsty. Assuming that you're not drinking any of your own water.
After what happened? No.
Let us continue our way forward.
All right, you continue your way forward, and after a time, you see a little light, like a campfire.
Is that it? Is that the guy?
The pole seems to be bringing you straight there.
Stay on the edge, everyone.
I'm gonna pull up my sword.
Duger stops spinning his gun.
Just the
It's like-
magic one. Just hold it.
Wait, you're doing what?
I'm pulling out the anti-magic.
Cool. All right.
I'm gonna extinguish
I don't
my
have
shield.
gall teeth.
Duger, you're drinking water.
No.
No, that's Gavin drinking water.
No. I'm drinking G Fuel.
Is there a component of water in it?
No.
Perhaps.
Gavin makes a wisdom saving throw.
What do you roll?
10.
Gavin falls asleep. All right. So, yeah, you start heading towards the lights. The light is,
As we walk, I just want to put my sword in the water and see if something happens to it.
Stop touching your sword to veins.
all right. You just start moving your sword through the water. It doesn't do anything
It gets
particular
wet.
right now.
You have a wet sword.
Alright, that's all I had.
Yeah, you don't observe anything at the moment, but yeah. All right, you're heading over. Is there anything you guys would like to do? Like, how do you want to approach this?
Cautiously, and I want to try to throw a mage armor.
You can cast mage. Okay, you cast mage armor.
I don't think we should try to sneak our way. He definitely, if anything else, he knows that we're here. If nothing, from the splash.
Yeah.
There's no way I can be sneaky in this area.
Just careful.
Just dumb
Just careful with our words. Think 5 times before we say anything.
And you 6. If you can count that high.
I can.
He has that many fingers, okay?
All right.
Bro, Cyrus,
wait,
Doran, Rita.
Finn.
Yes.
Names only.
And Buddy.
So we walk up, I guess.
Yeah, just go up to the guy.
Am I still in the lead or like?
Yep.
Okay.
Splish, splish,
All right,
splish, splash,
You splish splash, and you know, like Yoda's hut in Dagobah. You basically walk up to that.
Hello. We were kind of sent here. Good fellow.
Are you saying this from like outside of the hut?
I thought it was the light. Hello? Anyone in there? Hello?
Cricket.
Sploosh, splash, sploosh, splash, sploosh, splash.
Hey, Burning.
No, he's-
Burning Town. Do you want to go knock on the door for me real quick?
How big is it? Really is the size of Yoda's hut?
I'll go
It's
knock.
small.
I'll go knock. I'm in the front.
No, I think Drone should take care of it.
I will knock.
Because he's
Yes, this is scary for them.
just kicking it at this point.
As you like knock, creak, the door just like opens as you touch it.
They'll get down on the ground and like, hello.
Inside of here, there's all sorts of random stuff. There's a bunch of like things that you associate with wizard spell components hanging on the walls. A small bed made out, like framed bed made out of sticks and things like that. The light that is coming out of the windows of this place comes from a fire, which is just as bright as it should be, with a cauldron on top of it. that is stirring itself with a random wheel.
It appears. Is anyone home? It appears that. Hello? It appears that there are no people inside, unless there does seem to be some magical things. A soup stirring itself, some magical components.
Box of detect magic.
That magic. What is animate objects? And the spell, without much deduction, you can tell that the soup is
Probably
stirring itself with
conjuration.
animate object.
I would say conjuration magic, probably.
I'm trying to see if anyone is invisible in there. Is the main thing I'm looking for.
That is an excellent question. And answer, you cannot sense anything that is. It's transmutation magic. The conjure, the animate thing.
Really?
Yeah. You find
You should step in.
no illusion magic present, which is odd considering the fact that there should basically always be illusion magic present in the Fae-wild, but you don't find anything.
And I'm gonna start going through the stuff.
All right.
Hey, Drone.
Roll investigation.
Yes.
Drone, can you give me a bowl of soup?
7.
All right. You're poking around and you find all sorts of weird knickknacks. You find some things that you're pretty sure are arcane focuses, a ton of random components. You find all sorts of really weird plants. There's wolfsbane, some sort of ivy-looking thing that is hard as steel when you touch it. You find some random berries that are glowing, and you decide are best to not be played with and shoo Finn away from. You find some other really weird things. You find a shrunken head.
It's pretty cool.
Several random bits and bobs of stone, and a severed mummified finger. Just some highlights. There's a lot of things of this sort of randomness. Lots of random
I also
trinkets.
saw that detect magic box up.
Various of them have some slight amount of magic in them. The rock, the steel hard ivy thing has a good fair bit of transmutation magic in it. The finger has divination magic attached to it, out of all things. There's all sorts of just really random things. All of them seem to be vaguely magical, of different types and functions. It would take you hours to identify everything.
Drone.
Wow.
Is there anything in particular you would like to look for? If so, I could tell you if it's there. But otherwise, there's just a lot of stuff.
Any sort of specifically magical items.
All of them are slightly magical.
Well, that could potentially have a use, if that makes sense. So things that may have been made by an artificer.
You find nothing that resembles artifice in here.
Okay. Makes sense.
I'm kind of looking around for a spell book with spells that maybe new to me.
Make me an investigation check.
He's gonna steal
Can I
stuff.
fit in
I'm
that?
not stupid.
Yeah, you guys can all fit in it.
I'm gonna go and.
Can I fit?
16?
If you're doubled over, you could fit.
I'll just stand
All
outside.
right, you've got what?
16.
All right, as you're poking around, you find a little secret compartment. And inside you find recipes for potions.
Huh.
Some sort of alchemist live here?
It's written in very weird notation, but if you studied it, you could possibly translate the recipe into something you could follow. But just looking at it, you can tell that the potion, one of the potions that you see there is a potion of sleep. There's another one that's a potion of true sight. That one's very complicated thing. But the rest of them are there's various types of medicine and things like that, but also a lot of potions of affliction or curses, even a couple of true curses that will change someone's soul to be afflicted.
Huh.
So very varied selection. Yes.
I'm gonna go to a cauldron.
All right.
See if it's food.
There's stuff floating in it, and there's broth and it's boiling.
Does it smell like food?
Roll me a wisdom saving throw real fast.
Probably not food.
I'm not 11.
Yes, it smells like food. It smells delicious.
I'm gonna eat some of it. I'm gonna grab a bowl and
I
kind
have to
of
do
eat
everything.
it as I watch everybody else.
Also, I'm still just
Move around.
standing. I'm
Cool,
just
we'll get to
standing
that
guard
later.
outside. I'm still just standing guard outside, kind of like
Why?
looking. So I'm like, it's too small.
Like I was hungry. Been like a whole day.
Well, I'm just like, how? What? What is this place? It's so weird. Rita, do you know what's going on at all right now?
I believe we're in an alchemist's house. And they are not showing themselves yet. Hello? To the alchemist who lives here, we are just looking for directions, please.
Roll persuasion.
We'll get
It
to that
is
in a minute.
incredible.
23.
Your soup's amazing,
What?
by the way.
23.
For nothing, no one says anything for a moment. And then a random person like appears just outside of the door, actually right next to you, Q.
Oh. Hello.
All right. It appears to be an old gnome woman.
A gnome?
Hello. You must be the owner of this house.
I am.
No woman.
Sorry for trespassing. We knocked and the door opened itself.
When a group of heavily armed young men walk towards your home and you're getting as old as I am, you'll learn to be cautious yourself.
Sorry, didn't mean to alarm you or worry you. We're just trying to leave this area to find a village.
Village you seek? Well, there's numerous villages that I know of around here, but what bring you here to my swamp?
Well, that would be me. My gut led us here when I was trying to get us to the village.
You could call it an accident. Or hunger.
Stop! Are you eating?
I'm just like,
Guys,
Knee
you just
in,
worry.
or like elbow
wisdom
him in the
saving
knee.
throws? Like 3 of them?
15, 16,
1.
10.
Cool.
Guy sees this and absolutely freaks out. He's like, "Don't eat it!
Tastes great.
Put it down."
Oh, it's fine. I was gonna be going and eating some of my dinner myself soon. She wanders in, just like leaning heavily on her cane, goes over, like grabs herself a bowl, like scoop, like ladles her up herself a serving and starts eating it also.
No.
Well, if it's directions you'd be looking for, I can send you out on your way, but traveling through the swamp at night, I'm amazed you haven't been eaten by an alligator yet.
We're quite lucky.
Yes, you are. You are that.
Forget about possible hazards.
I'd recommend wait until morning. It can take some time though.
I don't know if we can wait till morning.
There may or may not be someone chasing us.
Well, what kind of a person would be chasing 4 youngsters through the swamp?
Someone who wants something that we have, I think.
somebody who wants us dead.
That.
It's unfortunate. Being alive is pretty nice.
Agreed. Yes, I like being alive.
Well, tell you what, I can figure out where. I can probably tell you approximately how long you have before he catches here if you want.
Yeah, if you could, maybe. Well, we hate to owe you a favor. But if you could check on how far away they are, that'd be very great for us.
I'd be happy to check to read the future for you. After all, it's what I'm here to study. But like you said, ain't no such thing as free soup.
Ah, you imbecile.
So how much is your soup?
It doesn't have a gold cost to it.
You got a soul.
Soul for a soup.
I'm pretty sure that happened in the Bible, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like Esau sold his inheritance.
Yeah, he sold his inheritance for
or
soup.
something like that. I don't know.
There you go.
Was it the New Testament?
Old
Old
Testament.
Testament.
He ended up happy in the end.
After lots of trials and tribulations.
Yeah, he was humble. But he was happy.
You need to be.
So, how about we make ourselves a deal here?
Oh.
I tell you guys how long you got before whoever's chasing you finds you. And in exchange, I get to take one thing from your stuff.
Could kill him.
Oh my gosh. Why would you say that?
Bro, she's a very nice lady.
I myself am accepting of this deal.
Durin, can we consider this deal? Can we take it off a little bit, talk about this real quick? Thank you.
I nod respectfully.
Try to go in a whisper hush, knowing they're going to
Take a bowl of soup if you want.
I will pass.
We can kill her.
You do realize that the ship is part of our stuff.
I'm aware, but also part of your inventory is a lot of stuff. She could take it.
She could just take her whole bag.
I know.
The deal is extremely non-specific.
Oh no.
Not specify what she takes. And it's not something really that I bet we're not going to be able to pick what she takes.
Perhaps we do not need her help. We simply move away in circle.
It might be ideal, yes.
If we cannot move in the night during the storm, we are stuck here, regardless of when we are already moving. Just
The other issue is, even if we don't ask her for that, there still is this guy who has to pay up.
That's not our stuff, though. It's his stuff.
Well, he didn't, she at least told you what the cost would be material with that. He just took the thing without asking the conditions.
I don't know, we all know the rules of the Fae.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he does.
We explained them!
What do we do?
Not that one.
What do we do?
I would say
I am in agreement with that, but what do we do about this one?
I'll wait first.
No!
We first should see what's enacted from that. So
You're not evil.
I might be.
What?
No, I'm just kidding.
just speak up so she can hear us.
I was kidding! Do you say that
No.
in real life?
How was it?
Well, maybe let's see what she wants to do. And then
I don't know if she'll agree to that.
So, after much debating, I think we'll just stay a little bit for the night, unless that also requires payment.
Oh, nah, you'll pay enough for that.
Like what?
I'm here to read dreams. That's what I do. That's why I'm in the Fae-wild. That's how I tell the future.
should I ask her for mine?
No.
But then what's the...
You are a free man with free will.
Bro.
We advise you not to do these things.
He scares me.
Very much. If we could have some shelter for the night. But if this is your place and you are studying, wouldn't you be able to change night to day? As part of your domain.
I think that's my domain?
Dreams.
This is not your domain?
I'm just here.
So if this isn't yours, whose is it?
Oh, there's a hag whose domain this is.
Last time Did Eli almost get seduced by a hag? Or
That was
killed?
you.
Oh. I did almost get seduced by a hag. And then he was on their turn.
And do you know where this hag is?
We killed him in the end. Oh, no, we didn't.
Hag moves around.
I see.
Does she ever come here?
Sometimes.
Is she in town?
Is
Nope,
she
no
a
town.
is she a particularly violent hag?
No. Doesn't usually cause problems.
Is she?
Occasionally it'll eat your dreams and sometimes you won't wake up from that. But
Oh, frick.
Dugar's not sleeping a wink.
don't worry. I know how to keep her away.
How's that?
Hey, trade seekers can't give away everything. Unless you're willing to make a deal for that information.
I have nothing to give you, so.
No, shut up.
You have nothing that you can give me?
No.
No, don't agree to anything.
6 words. Always think 6 words ahead. I wish I could cast silence on him.
You could try.
I don't have the spell.
I have a sword.
That's true.
That's also true.
Well,
This sword was a blessing to you, wasn't it?
As I would personally.
Because of your lack of intelligence, you need the sword to make up for it.
I personally think that it would be wise for us to wait the night, but I don't know if we should necessarily.
I'm in agreement with this. I
And
don't
then
really
leave as
want
soon
to
as
get
light
one.
starts to.
Sorry.
so I say, well,
Did Cameron die?
No, I just shifted a bit.
hold back a little.
I say we stay the night, gentlemen, because I don't want to get eaten by an alligator.
Or a hag.
Or a hag, yes, that too. I don't think it's the hag we have to worry about when we're awake.
I think she's happy.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for the information. I am now more terrified.
Is there
No problem.
is there a nickname we can call you? I know names are tricky here, so hence why I'm asking nickname.
Yeah, you can call me Bella.
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 Bella. Yeah,
Bella.
You got it right the first time.
Okay.
Listen, you young whippersnappers. It's a little bit hard to talk once you've been smoking for your whole life.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Bell.
Thank you, Belle.
Anyways.
Where may we?
Should probably stay inside the hut. I don't think any of y'all are gonna fit on my bed.
That's fair. Yeah, no,
That's
we won't.
just fine.
That's fine by us.
As long as y'all are here, I'm gonna stay up and I'm gonna be watching your dreams all night.
All right, thank
Makes
you.
sense.
We'll get out of your hair.
Duger's gonna take a long rest to make Galti again.
All right.
I'm gonna stay up and keep watch.
I will also stay up and keep watch. Like,
So neither of you are going to take a long rest?
I'll take
one.
I'll take a long rest.
Okay. Fine. Fine here. How about you?
Superstitious.
All right. I'm going to eventually, at some point in the night, need you to make me a Constitution saving throw for avoiding exhaustion. But not yet. All right. You go to sleep. You, my friend, are going to have an interesting night. But now is going to be a good time to take our break. All right.
Darn food poisoning.
Worse.
No. You have eaten amazing food. That was great
Okay.
food. And it was actually, yes, food.
That's good to know.
That's the problem.
It was.
You've eaten food.
Alrighty. So, time to. Will Burning Whisper survive yet his most recent interesting
Blunder?
decision? Will the rest of
Critical
the party
blunder.
survive it either? Will Galti come back with any new fun upgrades? Find out all these things next time on Dungeons
Dragon
and
Ball.
Dingus.
Sorry, I got excited.
Dragon Ball Z. Let's go. All right. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Adios.